Join the movement. Listen to Master Grower Michael Andre Hart give a powerful master class on growing organic outdoor medicine, spirituality, and learning from nature. Watch the full, exclusive, ad-free reasoning now, only on www.inevernewtv.com premium.
I want to talk about 1987, right?
Perfect.
So yeah, in 1987, the DEA had a significant presence in Jamaica, right? Working alongside the JDF to eradicate ganja cultivation. Why do you think America was so adamant about destroying herb in Jamaica? And what are some of the brutal tactics you witnessed during that time?
Great. I would say the experience was great in those times, but it was traumatized at that age. I was 11 year of age, 1987, and what was happening in Westmoreland at the time, it was like a ganja revolution. The whole entire Westmoreland parish was under weed because there was a demand for it in overseas, like, probably Canada and America. The Jamaica weed was dominantly, running the marketing within these international waters. When we really dig deep and do a lot of interaction to find out what caused all of that, it was known that probably at that time 50 million or so might leave the United States to go and purchase cannabis in Jamaica. And then they sit and they might do some assessment, and it was a form of money laundering at the time. So they think of means and ways how to really curtail that. And one of the things they came up with is to set up a ganja eradication program at the time, narcotics, by the narcotics division. And they provide resources as well. So in 1987, I witnessed 2 helicopters from the United States alongside with military personnel to oversight the job or to supervise the job, and one helicopter from the Jamaica Defense Force. So it was 3 helicopters at the time in each community in Westmoreland, community by community. It was the most devastating sight I ever see, in the community. And, it disintegrate the weed perspective in a big way. And from them time, it was always eradication. It was always stigmatized. It was always criminalized. It was, it does create a whole heap of pressure from them time, until, recently we see them legalize, and it legalized on a level where the indigenous people are the people who are responsible for keep that fire burning or to keep it alive and awaken. I don't see where they are benefiting that much, but 1987 and 1988 was the 2 devastating year. I was 11-year-old at the 87 operation and 12-year-old at the 88 operation, and it was devastating. It took me like 6 months to see a bird in my community after 1987 when the whole eradication program started. At that time, it was really a traumatized experience, and it was also a awakeness within me as a little youth, because in them time, a lot of the elders are alive who used to participate in that activity right now. Some is still in the community, some migrate to different states all over, and and some you might find 1 and 2 of them deceased, because I can think of a couple of them that deceased. But I was a little youth, and I always admire and look at the way how they get things done. At that time, it was Jamaica Sensimina. It wasn't hybrid, it wasn't Indica, and it wasn't Alaska. It was like a Jamaican Sensimina. They would call it common herb. So it was dealt with in a different way,
It take like 9 months to grow.
Yeah, you plant from March or April, and you wouldn't harvest until September. So it stay in the soil for a long while. So that so that tell you why the Jamaica was so dominant in terms of the market space in the international water, because it's not that Jamaica could grow it alone, it's a quality. The quality was coming from Jamaica, the original quality, the Jamaican Sensimina. And we all know that within this modern age, we know that there is no 100% sativa here, and there is no 100% indica, because we know sativa is from within Central America region. You're talking about Jamaica, Colombia, Mexico, and other Caribbean islands. And then, indica is from the east, which is the Asia continent, the Hindu Valley, North China, Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Kyrgyzstan, and all these places. And that's where the culture of hashi really come from, because it was very humid, And it was the information show it was in the 17th centuries where they start to put the names to the land race. It was given names, So all of these things were created, We don't even know if that's the real name, but we know these names came about and then just give name. But Jamaica play a very integral role in the movements of cannabis.
How did the eradication impact the economy of your community? Because I take it everybody up there was growing herb for the most part. So if they burned down the herb, what were people doing to survive?
Them have to go back to farming. And when them go back to farming, it's just hand to mouth. Because, this is how farming really work in Jamaica. At that time, there was no mechanism put in place to secure marketing for farmer. So farmers got to navigate and study when to plant what, how to plant what, and why to plant what. So that navigation, not everyone could navigate. Only the good navigator would really make a money in the market. Some person would have the tomato, but when he or she have the tomato, there's a glut. There's no sale. Well, other person know to navigate and know especially which season to plant the tomato to catch a price. So farming is very technical. It comes with a whole heap of insight. It comes with a whole heap of critical thinking, and you have to be very precise and accurate in terms of how you go about it in order to survive. So everyone have to go back to farming, but not someone where I know, where I come learn from them footstep and take it, because I got my first cannabis field very early,
So they went deeper in the hills?
Yes. Yeah. And deeper in the hills, it requires more resources to fight it, and it gets more brutal, and the punishment becomes harsher. So, and it was really stigmatized at the time. For example, me personal is a youth where you have some persons within the community don't want them youth run high. Because I was seen as a bad influence. Because I start blaze the big spiff them from early, Yeah. And it was really relevant within my time and within my situation and my aspect and my journey, because smoking from so early, it do a lot for I. Because this is how cannabis really work for me from my own experience. Everyone relates to cannabis in a different way because everyone's body reacts differently when you consume, And my experience is, at that age, all I want to do is just to take my grandma out of poverty.